For the Air Force Association in Virginia, this is your AFA Daily Report.
AFA's Air, Space and Cyber Conference will be virtual. The Air Force Association's 2020 Air, Space and Cyber Conference will be held virtually in September because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the association announced July 6. The digital event will take place the week of September 14, as scheduled, and feature a mix of live and on-demand conference sessions, opportunities to interact with leaders, industry exhibits, and sessions with top Air Force and Space Force leaders. AFA's president, retired USAF Lieutenant General Bruce Orville Wright, said the decision to hold the event online was extremely arduous but necessary given that a safe, high-caliber, in-person conference for 12,000 attendees would not be possible under current conditions.
About half of U.S. states bid to host SPACECOM. More than 24 states are vying to become the future home of U.S. Space Command, a far broader field than was previously considered. The Department of the Air Force has received nominations from 26 states, Air Force spokeswoman Ann Stefanik said. We were pleased with the strong response the Air Force received from across the country with state nominations. Stefanik did not say which cities or states are in the running, but communities from Washington state to Florida have announced their candidacy.
Air Force closing in on 250th F-35A. The Air Force's F-35A fleet has become its third largest fighter fleet, larger than that of the F-15CD or E variants and larger than the F-22 Raptor fleet, and the type will likely surpass 250 airframes by the end of August, according to the Joint Program Office. The U.S. Air Force's F-35s comprise nearly half of all those delivered globally.
A path for non-native English speakers to join the Air Force. 10 airmen recently became the first to graduate basic military training after English learning through an Air Force program. The airmen were in the Defense Language Institute English Language Center's Echo Flight Program beta test, a replica of an Army program that provides language training to those who don't have strong English abilities and want to join the military. The trainees in the beta test were 9 Spanish speakers from Puerto Rico and 1 Korean speaker from South Korea. The Air Force is looking at, how can we be more diverse and inclusive? Said Colonel Koji Gillis, commander of the Defense Language Institute English Language Center and the 637th Training Group. The trainees are our future international leaders. The international community is counting on them in the future.
B-52 flies with carrier strike groups in South China Sea. A B-52 from Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana flew a 28-hour mission to the Pacific on July 2, linking up with 2 Navy carrier strike groups in the South China Sea in a show of strength in international waters. The B-52 from the 96th Bomb Squadron linked up with the USS Nimitz and USS Ronald Reagan, flying alongside FA-18 Super Hornets and an E-2 Hawkeye early aerial threat warning aircraft. The maritime integration exercise aimed to show the military's commitment to the security and stability of the region, according to a Pacific Air Force's release. That practice aims to deter Chinese aggression in the area. The flight demonstrates U.S. capability to rapidly deploy to a forward operating base and execute long-range strike missions, 96th Bomb Squadron Commander Lieutenant Colonel Christopher Duff said in the release.
Van Herk nominated to lead NORTHCOM. Lieutenant General Glenn D. Van Herk, currently the director of the Joint Staff, was nominated July 1 to take over as the next commander of U.S. Northern Command and North American Aerospace Defense Command. If confirmed, Van Herk will receive his 4th star and take over for General Terrence J. O'Shaughnessy, who has led NORTHCOM since May 2018. The Pentagon has not announced O'Shaughnessy's next move. Before the Joint Staff, Van Herk served as the commander of the U.S. Air Force Warfare Center and operations director at Air Force Global Strike Command.
Virtual events, Mitchell rolls out new paper, and more. On July 8, AFA's Mitchell Institute will host a virtual rollout for its newest paper, Building an Effective, Efficient Air Force, The Imperative for Cost per Effect Analysis. Event video will tentatively be posted on Mitchell's website and YouTube page after the event.
End of transmission.